Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. This evening we are at the REC in St. Louis Park, bringing you girls high school varsity hockey featuring Farmington Tigers and the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us for this live broadcast on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. And this matchup tonight poses an interesting game that I believe is going to be coming here, and that's because just yesterday in the Star Tribune they published their top 25 teams in the state actually, and Benilde-St. Margaret's is ranked number 13 according to the Star Tribune, and Farmington comes in ranked 21. They're 5-2 on the year. Benilde-St. Margaret's 4-1-1, and we're going to go to the face-off. These two teams I feel are evenly matched here early in the season, coming out of different conferences. Following the Thanksgiving break, it was originally going to be played outdoors in the ROC right behind our camera point here. And we're underway inside, thankfully. It's very cold out tonight. 10 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds. Made it almost impossible for these girls to play. So we're indoors, no wind here at the REC, and we're underway. Red Knights in some unusual jerseys. I've never seen them in mostly white with red trim in all the years I've been doing this, but that's what they're wearing tonight. Kind of old school, much like pro teams do occasionally as promotions and incentives for people to buy their jerseys. Okay, now into the offensive zone. That is number 8, Katie Zaracek, and quickly, just like that, she skated around the net and put it in herself for goal number 1. That comes just within the first 2 minutes of the match, and here's the replay as number 8, Zaracek, comes right in around and beat her on the short side, and that is goaltender for Farmington. That's McKenna Underwood. She comes in with a 2.67 goals against average and a great start for the Red Knights. Kate Zaracek gets the goal unassisted. Red Knights up 1-0. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and now they will play the puck back into the Tiger zone, and almost getting there first was Hassler. And meantime, there is an icing call, and that will stop the clock with 16:01 remaining here in period number 1. Face-off now to the right of the goaltender for the Red Knights. And of course, that is number 1, Emma Matek. Her goals against average just 1. Or excuse me, in goal, my mistake. That is Elle Hancock, I believe, number 30. It is, and her goals against average is 1.36. Meanwhile, we have a face-off back in the Tiger zone following the icing call, and that will pose a face-off to the right of Underwood, the goaltender for the Tigers. Coming in to take the draw is Morris for the Red Knights to go against number 28 for the Tigers, that being, well, I don't have a name for her in the program, unfortunately, which does happen on occasion in our broadcast, so as soon as we get that information, we'll pass it along. Meanwhile, the shot from the blue line, good save by Underwood, number 29. Another face-off to her right, and Morris now tried to control it from the initial face-off, but it's cleared into the neutral zone to be intercepted, though, by number 9. That is for the Red Knights, Bailey Gray, and now the puck again ends up in the goal crease, and Underwood smothers that puck, stops it again with 15:33 remaining, and she will now have forced another face-off to her right, now leaning in to take the draw for the Red Knights. That's Ella Pasqua, number 14. She wins the draw, but it's controlled by the Tigers, and they break it out to neutral ice. That is number 15, Goblerich. She, along with her sister, that's Jenna Goblerich. We have Amelia Goblerich as well. They're 2 young new players on the Tigers team, and in the Star Tribune article I was referencing, they were both mentioned as big reasons for the good start here for the Tigers as they came in 5 wins, 2 losses. Okay, puck now back into the Tiger zone. Playing it along the near boards for the Red Knights is number 32. That is Taylor Nelson. Now taken away by the Tigers, that's number 26, Taylor Risch. She's the freshman. She has 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points on the year, the second leading point getter for the Tigers thus far in the season, and now they come away with it in their own zone. Plenty of room is number 12, Nora Kratz, the freshman, now taken back and played with the backhand was Emerson Rock for the Red Knights. Now coming back the other way and beating the defense is number 19, that's Layla Garofalo. And her shot rebounds all the way back to neutral ice, controlled by the Tigers, and now the Red Knights forecheck. Able to skate that puck was Zaracek right in front, and another goal. What a bang-bang play that was, as it was started by number 8, Kate Zakracek. She's gonna get an assist right here, backhands it, beautifully executed to number 27 for the Red Knights. Or no, that was number 21, I think, Bryn Heesing. And then the goal in front by number 15, I believe that was Audrey Peterson. If I saw that correctly, we'll wait for the official announcement, and here it is. Josie Verning was in front to get that goal, number 11. That is her second on the year to go along with 2 assists. She now has 4 points on the year. And then, of course, the 2 assists, which I mentioned earlier. So Red Knights lead 2-0, and they are sending a message to the 23rd ranked Farmington Tigers. They come in with a 2-game winning streak, Red Knights with a 3-game winning streak, and the Tigers now find themselves down early in period number 1, 2-0. Now with it on the near side, that is number 10, Ryan Bankstrom for the Tigers, and it's taken back in their own zone, skating it out nicely and forwarding it ahead was number 7, Ruby Ryan. And now the puck behind the net, getting there first for the Red Knights was number 18, Talia Hansen. Now centering pass, taken out in the air by number 15, Jenna Goblerish. And she'll play it into the Red Knight zone and chase it. Getting there first, or almost at the same time, was number 26, Taylor Risch for Farmington. Now the Red Knights try to rush it out in their own zone. Good aggressive forecheck by the Tigers, but now we've got a 2-on-1. That's Hassler. She leans in, fires for that upper left-hand corner, and you can hear that reverberate as it hit the corner boards all the way up here. Hassler took aim and just missed that upper left-hand corner. Now back at neutral ice. Red Knights play it in. That's Bailey Gray. She skates it around. Now intercepted by Underwood, the goaltender. Now the behind-the-back pass intercepted by the Red Knights, but there were only Tigers out in front that time, and now they'll push it out to neutral ice. Chasing it is number 11. That's Josie Vernig, who just got the last goal. She'll spin back around to avoid the forecheck. Now to the near side, and just outside the reach of Morris, taken away by number 2. That's Peyton Blum, the freshman for the Tigers, and now it gets cleared out. They wave off icing. I checked the clock, 12:11 remaining. Note, they did call icing. I thought I saw the wave. And that'll bring the music here. Great sound system here at the St. Louis Park REC. And here's that replay. Just a moment ago on the 2-on-1, skating in Hassler. I was glad we're gonna get to see that. Look at how she just missed that corner. Great camera work by ParkTV 16 Sports. Okay, now face off. Puck in the Red Knight zone. Skating away, out with it is number 5, Lulu Rosinski. She has 9 points of the year, 5 goals, 4 assists. Leading point getter, I might add. Now the Tigers keep it in at the point nicely. That was number 16, Amelia Gorblerish. Now the Red Knights try to clear the zone. That's Josie Vernig. She skates it back, plays it back behind the net, off the boards. Now breaking out with is Pasqua. Pasqua looking for her first goal on the year to go along with her number of assists, which, checking my stat sheet, she's got 4 assists, no goals. I expect that to change here in the next game or 2. Now into the corner, Zakracek. Picking it up was number 44, Brooklyn Riley. She scoots the puck around the boards. Now it's lifted all the way out, and getting there first, but not in time, was Zakracek. And the icing will be called, and that stops the clock with 11:08 remaining on this post-Thanksgiving early December evening here in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. We're in St. Louis Park. All right, now face off this time to the right of the goaltender for the Red Knights again, Ellie Hancock. She's been awful quiet over there. There's only one shot on goal she's faced. Red Knights have 6. They wave off icing this time now. Red Knights on the hunt again with an aggressive forecheck. Now in front, that is 21, Heising. Now Gray with a wrist shot, just misses, deflects, and we got a penalty coming up on the Red Knights, it appears. I thought I saw the hand go up. Nope, they waved off the penalty, okay. Now the Tigers, number 12 in the corner, Nora Kratz, the freshman. A lot of freshmen on the ice for both teams. Now the puck is loose. Wrist shot taken by number 18, Talia Hansen, the sophomore, and the save by Underwood stops the clock as it draws the whistle with 10:18 remaining, and now a face-off to McKenna Underwood. Right, she's the sophomore goaltender for the Tigers tonight. Now face-off, kept in on the near side by Ryan. She passes the puck along the corner. Getting there for the Red Knights is Bryn Heising. Excuse me, that was Morris, Addie Morris. Now in the corner, Zakracek. Spins around, passes, intercepted and taken away by 19, Gayla Garofalo for the Tigers, but they're unable to clear the zone. Skating with it is Hassler, pass in front, and now going down is a Red Knight, and now we're gonna have a penalty, if I saw that correctly, coming up on the Tigers for a trip, and it's gonna come against number 9 for Farmington, Ava Garofalo, just an 8th grader. Here's the replay. I wasn't sure if it was an intentional trip or not. They just kind of got tangled up, but here's Hassler looking to get it through, does get it through, then coming right in there. Wow, I'm not sure that stick actually caught that skate. So anyway, nevertheless, I could see where an official at a certain angle would have thought that, but that was closer than I thought. Meanwhile, that is to the benefit of the Red Knights. They lead 2, and now they've got 2-minute man advantage here as we approach the 9-minute mark in period number 1. Now the wrist shot right on target, and Underwood with the save. She took it right into the midsection. Here's that replay. Pasqua, as I said before, looking for that first goal, and Underwood in great position. She had great view of that puck, able to make that save easily. But the Red Knights keep the pressure on. Now 8 goals on net. They win the faceoff. They have a player advantage with 1:35 on that player advantage. Now the quick wrist shot by Lulu Rosinski. That deflects to the left and back to the point. Rosinski again, leading scorer so far. She takes a wrist shot, trying to aim towards that left post. It got deflected, and now the puck comes out to center ice. Hassler will bring it right back in with her speed and her talent. Looking. Backhands it to Pasqua. She loses it momentarily. Now she'll skate it into the circle. Looks for that shorthanded wrist shot. Tight angle. Good save by Underwood. Rebounds, and the clearing attempt kept in beautifully by Rosinski. Now she'll line up for a wrist shot. Passes on it. Now Pasqua right in front. Rebound and almost there, and not quite in time. Who was that? That was number Hassler. Almost had a golden opportunity. The puck quite didn't get where she needed it to be. Meanwhile, the player advantage continues with 38 seconds remaining. Now Hassler in front, looking, wrist shot, deflected by Underwood. Rebound back out to Hassler in the corner. 27 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Now to the near side, Bailey Gray reshots it in. Tried to deflect it off a player at that corner. That was 18, Talia Hansen, couldn't quite connect. Now Gray, top of the circle, Hansen. Talia Hansen now behind the net. 8 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Now Vernig, who has the last goal. Now right in front, quick shot by number 21, Heising, and it gets deflected out, and now both teams are at full strength, and the Farmington Tigers hold on and kill off that penalty play, and that's exactly what they needed. Down 2-0 and only 1 shot on goal with, 7:22 remaining in period number 1. Now the Tigers will dump and chase this one into the left corner. Vernig gets there first. No icing, of course. Now passed off to the far corner. Outlet pass on target to Zakracek. She leads it in front and almost caused a breakaway on that pass. Brilliant, brilliant hockey there. Now the Red Knights on the near boards. Now Farmington comes away with it. That's 16, Amelia Goblerish. Her shot a near miss. Rebound now as the Tigers seem to have found some life on the offensive end for the first time in this period. In the match, that is, as well. Still looking for their second shot on goal as they try to keep it in, and now skating it out and bouncing it off the boards and into the offensive zone. And there's Heising almost putting a move on and stringing herself. And they'll skate off after that last extended period on defense. Now the Tigers, they'll change as well. Puck in the Red Knight zone, 6:23 remaining. Wrist shot in front, deflected, picked up by Ryan. Ryan now plays it along the near boards. Tigers now much more aggressive on offense here. It's like they kind of wanted to take the temperature. They saw what happening, and now they're coming back and almost getting a scoring opportunity there, but it's now poke-checked away by the Red Knights. They are playing magnificently here in period number one. Now Lulu Rosinski comes in, and it gets poke-checked off her stick. Now the Tigers into the mid-zone. Now they come across onside. They've got a 3-on-1. Ryan poke-checks it away just in time, but they had two wingers on the far side. Now the puck lost in front. Hancock didn't know where it was. No one there for either team. Finally, the Red Knights clear it back into their own zone as the Tigers change on the fly, as the pace has picked up here on both ends. Now the Red Knights will turn back. That's Rosinski, and she'll give it up, and no, she'll give it right back to herself. All right, that works. Now she'll play it off the boards, and it does go out of play, and that will stop the clock with 5:19. And here's the replay. Pasqua got it right on there, and Hassler, it was there for the taking, just couldn't quite get a hold of it. Would have put the Red Knights up 3-0 here in the first. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 with 5:19 remaining. Face-off just outside the blue line. Tigers play it into the Red Knight zone. Getting there first is the Tigers, number 13, Amara Zenz, the sophomore, taken quickly away by the Red Knights. Now Hassler tried to spring it to herself, and it was a nicely poke-checked away by the Tigers defense. I believe that was Ava Garofalo for the Tigers on that play. And now the puck coming all the way in from around, and icing is going to be the call on the Red Knights. And you can see the clock is stopped with 4:54 remaining, and our score remains 2-0. Face-off now to Hancock's right. And again, the shots on goal still heavily favor the Red Knights, 12-1. So Tigers looking to get some shots, meaningful scoring opportunities here late in the first period, and now that puck, the clearing attempt, was inadvertently interfered with by a player on the bench for the Red Knights, so that stopped the clock, and we'll bring a face-off now to the goaltender, Hancock's left. Face-off won by number 22, Addie Morris, for the Red Knights, and now kept in by number 12 for the Tigers, Kratz. Now coming away with it is Brooklyn Riley. Riley now, pass in front, good save. Right pad by Underwood as she robs number 6 at the doorstep. That was Grace Bendixson that took a perfect pass in traffic. And what a save by Underwood. And now icing is the result. Now let's see if we can get that on replay. Brooklyn Riley found the opening in the slot, coming in, going to her left, and getting robbed. Underwood comes up with her 11th save here in period number one. All right, face-off controlled by Josie Vernig. Top of the circle, now played behind the net to number 18. That is Heising. Ryan trying to keep it in, and the Tigers do manage to get it out to neutral ice. Taken away nicely by the Red Knights along the near boards. Now Ryan, how quickly they transition to offense is what is so noticeable about these Red Knights right now. They are constantly looking. The minute they get the puck, they're already breaking into places where they can score and pass, just like that. Perfect timing right in front, off that crossbar. I didn't notice that on the when it was played originally. Number 21 just missing, Bryn Heising. She knows how to find the net. She has 3 goals on the year so far to go along with 2 assists, 5 points. All right, face off to Underwood's right, controlled top. That was Number 11, Vernig, now behind the net, played by Heising. She pushes it out to the top of the key, I should say, at the blue line, deflected in front. Now, oh, a little trip there. They'll let that one go. Ryan kept in nicely by Heising. Now she looks ahead to Benilde-St, or no, excuse me, it's a Kracek. Now kept in nicely by Josie Vernig. Tough, gritty play along the boards, and now in front. That was 18, Hansen to the backhand, and Underwood robs her. 2-0, the score remains. It could easily be 5 or 6-0 at this point. Underwood has played that magnificently. Now that one deflected out. Rebound was there. No one there for the Red Knights to take advantage. Now, number 8, Kracek. Into the far corner. Tigers try to clear, and they do to neutral ice. And now Brooklyn Riley will wheel around, being chased by number 10 for Farmington. That's Noelle Wood. Now Brooklyn Riley establishing some dominance along the boards behind the net, just pushing her way. She goes down now. Puck comes behind the net. Picked up by the Tigers. Then right there, number 10 was Emerson Rock with the poke check for the Red Knights, and they maintain control. And another turnover and a shot right in front. Underwood with the pad save, and now she smothers it on the rebound, and that will stop the clock. Once again with 2:21 remaining. Let's look at this scoring opportunity. Another one for the Red Knights. Beautiful pass in front. Goes to the backhand, over the shoulder. Couldn't quite get enough stick on it, appeared. And another save by Underwood. Red Knight shots are now up to 17. Face off to Underwood's right. Tigers looking to find some sort of stability. They give it right up again. Pasqua's centering pass. Intercepted, and into the corner it goes for Farmington. Number 26, Taylor Risch. And now it's going to clear down, and that is going to be an icing call against the Farmington Tigers. That stops the clock, of course, with 1:51 remaining. And it's been all Red Knights here in the first period, hasn't it? They lead 2-0 on the scoreboard. 17 shots to just 1 for the Tigers here in the first period. That pretty much tells the story. Now puck played into the Red Knight zone. Ryan gets there. She'll play it around to the near side. Keeping it in nicely for Farmington was number 12, Nora Kratz. Now outlet pass to Pasqua. Interfered nicely for Farmington was again Risch. This time on the offensive end, doing it on both ends. Now Bailey Gray will outlet it along the boards. And the give and go brings it ahead as Gray, much like a basketball play, that was an absolute give and go type play. Worked well until she was met at the blue line, and the Tigers send the Red Knights back into their own zone to regroup. Now number 22 gets there, Addie Morris. Tigers take it away in their own zone as we approach 1 minute remaining in period number 1. Tigers, boy, could they use a goal here, or at least a shot on goal? That's improvement. And I mean that favorably for them. That's good. That's something to build on. You can see they have talent out there. They just haven't been able to get it to click. And they should feel fortunate if they can get out of this period just down 2. That as momentum in the second period. All right, now they win that face-off after getting their second shot on goal, although the scoreboard here hasn't updated that. I count that as a shot on goal. Save made by Hancock. Okay, now Hassler comes away with it with 43 seconds. Headman pass, couldn't quite get it to Benilde-St in time. Now Hassler goes down along with the Farmington player, number 27, Lexi Giller. There's some pushing and shoving. Meanwhile, the puck ends up in front of Underwood, and she makes the save. And are we going to have a penalty over that little skirmish on the ice? It certainly appears that they're both going to go here. My guess is for roughing. Hassler looks in as she goes to the cooler. Confused as to why she's there, and with her for Farmington will be Lexi Giller. So those penalties will offset. They come with 31.4 seconds remaining. And a face-off now will be to Underwood's left. Full slate of skaters on the ice. 5 skaters and goaltender when they have offsetting penalties. The referee right now, there was the replay again. I missed that, sorry. I was looking at the referee who was talking to the scorer. And now they're gonna come back ready to get underway here with 31.5 seconds remaining. Face off to the left of Underwood, and to take the draw, Hansen. Number 18, and now another. All right, I think we're ready to go. We are. Hansen had control of it, but it was taken away by number 10 immediately. Bengstrom, roughing is the call. Double minors at offset. And now into the other zone for the Tigers. There's going to be an icing on the Red Knights with 14.1 seconds remaining. Tigers will have an opportunity if they can win this draw. Get another shot on goal. Again, the scoreboard reflects 1, but I say there's 2. Face off now, controlled by the Tigers. They had the chance. Fanning on it though was number 10, Ryan Bengstrom, but she had her teammate at the point ready for the slap shot. Meanwhile, the puck now mired behind the net if you're a Tigers fan, and now taken away as the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of period number 1. And after 1 complete here from the REC, 2-0 Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports, streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. Come on back for period number 2.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at the Rec Center in St. Louis Park, bringing you girls varsity hockey featuring the Farmington Tigers out of the South Suburban Conference, taking on the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights out of the Metro West. I'm Robert Christensen. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us here at the beginning of period number 2. If you're just joining us, it was all Red Knights on the offensive end. They got 18 shots on goal, 2 went in. Meanwhile, the Tigers of Farmington had just 2 shots on goal, none had gone in. And that's the story of the game. Farmington came in here now in the period number 2, down 2-0. They're gonna be looking to get on the board here early. They can't afford to go down any more goals to the Red Knights, who are hot tonight on the offensive end. They just haven't gotten the puck to go in as many times as I'm sure they would have liked. Meanwhile, now the Tigers going left to right in dark uniforms with orange trim, and now the puck taken away by number 18. That is Talia Hansen. She has 8 points on the year. Lead pass ahead to 21 is icing, and she puts it away to start period number 2. Just like that within the first minute, much like how period number 1 started, when Katie Zakracek got the Red Knights off to an early start in that period. This time, as we look at the replay, and what a pass by Talia Hansen. She has 7 assists on the year, and there is another example of why she has so many assists. That was a brilliant pass from mid-ice as she sprung number 21, I believe, Heising, to get that goal. That'll be her 4th on the year. Let's listen.
By number 29, Josie Dvorak.
Not sure what they were announcing there, but meanwhile, we'll get back to the action at hand. 6:19 remaining after the goal. Face-off. Controlled by the Red Knights in their own zone as they try to break out and go for another one. And pass now complete to Benilde-St. Lead pass and the shot misses. Another 2-on-none breakaway for the Red Knights, and they are coming out on fire here at home in period number 2. They now have 20 shots on goal, and now 3 have gone in. 2 shots on goal this period. They're batting .500 now, right in front. Riley just got it poked away by number 22, and it ended up in the net. Are you kidding me? Did that come in high like a pop fly over the shoulder of Underwood? Did we get that? Here's the replay. Riley, the give and go. No fanning on it, actually. Then the skate pass to Riley sprung her loose. Poke checked away by 22. Brewing, and there no one sees it, and it unwittingly goes into the goal. Boy, that one could go viral. I don't know. That was quite the goal there. Yeah, Brooklyn Riley gets it on the deflection. They should give the assist to Julia Gerwing. I don't think she would like it, though. What an unbelievable goal that was. So, you know, if you're a Farmington Tiger fan, that hurts. Here they're doing everything they can to hang with these Red Knights, and then that happens. And meanwhile, we're going to have a penalty coming up on the Red Knights. A trip is going to be called right in front of the official, and so the Tigers, now down 4 goals early in the second period, are going to go on the power play. They're going to get a face-off in the Red Knight zone. So hope springs eternal if you play high school sports. And I'm kind of pulling for the Tigers to get some offense going here, make this a bit of a game. And now they'll have an opportunity. Meanwhile, they shift who's going to take the center draw for the Tigers. It's going to be Amelia Goblerich. Pasqua is going to get the 2 minutes in the cooler for tripping. I believe I heard that correctly. So now 2 minutes on the board. The ensuing face-off in the Red Knight zone was controlled by the Red Knights as they played it out to mid-ice. And this may not make any difference that they're down a skater here with the talent like Hassler, and now she's skating around with it back into the zone. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Red Knights get a couple of shots on goal, even though they're down a player. Meanwhile, puck now into the Red Knight zone. Let's see if the Tigers can set up some sort of power play here. No, I forgot, they were going the other way, of course. Now they're back in their own zone. Nice clearing attempt by Hassler. Felt like Jim Marshall there on the wrong way play back in the Viking days in the 70s. Okay, or was that made in the 60s? Even before my time. Okay, now back in the Tiger zone, and here are the Red Knights putting on the pressure, even though down a player, as I expected. Now the Tigers try to clear it, kept in just on this side of the blue line, and now the shot on net. And the goaltender Underwood held it there momentarily, didn't draw the whistle though, otherwise there would have been a face-off for the Red Knights. Check the clock, 36 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Now here, offsides is going to be the call on the near side. That stops the game clock at 13:54, as you can see on your screen. However, there are 33 seconds remaining in the player advantage. And a face-off in the neutral zone just outside the blue line on the near side. Draw controlled by the Tigers with 30 seconds on the player advantage. Pass misses the intended target. Brooklyn Riley comes away with it. Now in the Red Knight zone, no, back into the Tigers zone. I think I'm a little confused there because the Red Knights should be defending and now they're not. And they've been consistently on the power play kill on the offensive end. Now here come the Tigers on the offensive end. They got a 2-on-1 and a wrist shot. Blocked, saved by Hancock. That was number 28 on the breakaway. And I don't have a name for her, unfortunately, in my information. Now centering pass. Tigers with it, both teams at full strength now with 13:08 remaining in the second. Now Bailey Gray in the corner. She skated off it nicely, now played behind the net, or the shot taken by number 29 on the interception. That was, number 26, Taylor Risch. Now the Tigers back in their own zone. They'll break it out to number 13. That is Amara Zenz. Zenz skates across the line. Wrist shot and the save. Hancock, she corrals it into her midsection, stops the clock with 12:40 to go. Here's that scoring opportunity for number 26, Taylor Risch, who has 8 points on the year. That forces a face-off now in the Red Knight zone, controlled by the Tigers. Pass down in the slot. Good defense, though, by the Red Knights. Clears the puck to the near side, but still in the zone. Tigers keep it in the zone. Now skating, Josie Vernick gets there. Chased closely, though, by number 18, Paige Johnson. Now back to neutral ice, and there'll be a foot race or a skate race, and it gets on goal, and then fumbling it momentarily was Underwood. And she smothers the puck, and that will force a face-off. Both teams at equal strength in the Tiger zone. In to take the face-off, number 14 for the Red Knights. That, of course, is Ella Pasqua. Now coming right in, number 10 with a shot right on the mark was Emerson Rock. Puck rebounds now, kept in the zone by Ryan on the far end, now into the corner. She gets skated off the puck. Tyler Risch gets there as the Tigers try to clear the zone, and they do. And they've got a 3-on-1 mini break if they can move ahead. Coming right in at the top of the circle and gloving it out of midair with no problem at all is the goaltender for the Red Knights, Ellie Hancock. She has a 1.36 goals against average, and look at that nice glove save. Forces, though, a face-off in the Red Knight zone, and the Tigers now have 5 shots on goal. Much improved from period number 1. Face-off in the Red Knight zone, controlled by the Red Knights. That's Lulu Rosinski. She goes down, no call there. Puck now in the Red Knight zone. Rosinski lets it go for Hansen. Hansen now will skate it out. Lead pass on the mark to Kracek. And she gets the puck tipped away, but kept in by Rosinski just inside the blue line. And now the Tigers will break out with Risch. And she gets it poked off her stick by Rosinski. Now Hansen with it. She skates in across the line. Coming right in, goes to the backhand, right on the doorstep. And a goal. As I think a rebound was played to number 21, Heising, and she may have gotten her second goal, or it's going to be Hansen. Here she came in, goes to the backhand, loses control of the puck as someone hooked her stick, and it ended up in the net, and I think Heising's going to get the goal. She came in from a 45-degree angle, went to her backhand, found herself, and just had her stick hooked away, but the puck just sort of kept sliding towards the goal, and somehow, I believe, got under the, it appeared got under the pads, and now that's goal number 5, and that goal comes with 11-11. 4 bones on the scoreboard in the second period. Face-off now at center ice. Kendall Hassler gets it and skates it right back into the Tiger zone as the relentless offense continues here for the Red Knights. Here's the PA announcer.
Hansen, assisted by number 2, Claire Dooley.
Talia Hansen gets the goal. And I didn't quite hear who got the assist, so my apologies there. I thought he said number 2, but I don't have that name in my program either. And meanwhile, as play continues, puck will be out of play with 10:38 remaining. Our shots now, 23 for the Red Knights, 5 for the Tigers, and a face-off in the Tigers zone. And in to do the honors for the Red Knights, that appears to be Addie Morris. Puck controlled by the Tigers, number 8 this time. Josie Empey, a sophomore for the Tigers, now along the near boards, and they will take it in front of their own net. Always dangerous, I feel, Addison Trapp. But they do manage to get it out to neutral ice as the Red Knights take control in their own zone. Now the outlet pass to Ryan. She plays it along the far boards into the Tigers zone. Now the Tigers have it at mid-ice. Pass inside to the near boards to Amelia Goldblerish. And now Goldblurish, 18, coming right in. The quick wrist shot, or excuse me, that was Paige Johnson for the Tigers. And now gets by number 8, Josie Empey, and back out to neutral ice. The Tigers will have to get back on side with 9:54 remaining. Now they find themselves in the offensive zone, right in the middle of the circle, and the block saved by Hancock. And a great opportunity by number 18, Paige Johnson, the sophomore, showing some burst of offense a couple of times in a row there for Farmington. They now have 6 shots on goal. Now the Tigers into the corner. Again, number 8 with it, Josie Empey, the sophomore. And coming away with it on the far side is number 9, Bailey Gray, and she gets it out to neutral ice. Gray then catches up with it again at mid-ice and backhands it into the Tiger zone. Now with it, number 12, Nora Kratz breaks it out to mid-ice, and now coming off the bench for the Tigers was Amelia Goldblurish, and she gets skated off the puck, kept in though inside the blue line by number 12 for the Tigers. That was Kratz, now in behind the net on the far side, and the Red Knights come away with it as they rush it out nicely. That was number 11, Josie Vernig. She lets it go halfway into the Tiger zone, and she'll maintain her post at the blue line as the Red Knights set up their forecheck, trying to take it right back and set up a scoring opportunity just like that, as it's backhanded by Pasqua. Now here come the Red Knights. This is what they're good at. Rosinski centering passes. She goes down and takes a hit. And that was almost a bang-bang goal for the Red Knights. Now once again at the point, Vernig this time, backhand in the crease, wrist shot and a goal. That's Brooklyn Riley. And there was nothing Underwood could do. I believe I got that right, or is that Pasqua? No, that's Pasqua. She gets her first of the night. I told you it was coming, and it did. Her first of the season. There's Pasqua coming right in where she should be, and they're wide open. She just lined it up. Got the goaltender Underwood to lean just a little bit early, and she beat her right over her right shoulder. So Pasqua came into the match with 4 points. She had 0 goals, 4 assists, and I thought before the match, as I was noticing that stat, I think she's going to get a goal tonight, and she did on the rebound. And another great forecheck operation by the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. Now play continues in period number 2. Red Knights 6-goal lead now at home. They came in 4-1-1 as Hancock steers that over to the far side. Now outlet pass. Boy, the passing has been on the mark tonight for the Red Knights. It's such a critical part in hockey. Those efficient passes create scoring opportunities, and it's been a clinic here for the Red Knights, I would say. Now puck back into their zone. Hancock stops it, and now good forecheck there by number 27. That was Lexi Giller. She has 7 points, 7 assists, no goals for her yet on the season. Almost surprised the Red Knights that time down. Now the puck will come all the way down, and icing will be the call. Got a fan there calling it, helping out the official with that right arm going up. Stops the clock with 7:09 remaining. And the Red Knights with a 6-0 lead. Touchdown and a missed extra point. The equivalent thereof, and just pure domination on the offensive end so far this evening. Now in their own zone, or excuse me, into the Tiger zone. They will try to break out after winning the faceoff, and just look at the grit of the Red Knights, just putting them in virtual jail there on that boards, but they do manage to get it out at mid-ice. That again is number 18, Paige Johnson. I've been calling her name quite a bit. She has been having a very favorable impact for the Farmington Tigers out there. Now, meanwhile, back in the Tiger zone, Bendixson spins on the pass, and now we got a whistle away from the play. And it looks like the preliminary single is going to be for a cross check on number 18, Paige Johnson. There's Johnson coming in, giving the elbow a little bit there. She's been creating scoring opportunities, wrecking havoc and chaos on the forecheck, and then back the other way. Let's see if we can keep this going. Nope. Well, let's see. There's, oh yeah, they already called it, so. 18 is the cross check. I did read the penalty signal, so now Benilde's, wait a minute. Yeah, Benilde's on the power play, exactly. So 6:17 to go, and Bailey Gray. So the cross check is against the Farmington. Oh my goodness, she went down hard and almost head first into the boards. Looked like she was able to just glance off that. That could have been trouble. All right, now Red Knights play it into the Tiger zone, and it gets shot right back into the Red Knight zone. And now back to get it quickly is Vernig. Quickly off the bench though for Farmington to surprise her on the forecheck, Jenna Goblerish. She's got 10 points on the year for Farmington, 5 goals, 5 assists. Great start for her. Now with it, Hansen. Boy, she's got a great quick backhand, doesn't she? Now she'll spin around. And great poke check there in their own right by the Tigers, number 15, Goblerish. She's their leading point getter, and now a nice job from deep again. This time it's Amelia Goblerish. Obviously the sisters. There's a hit behind the Red Knight zone as they break out. Hassler goes backwards, then forwards again, skates it into the zone single-handedly, now passes it to 22. Morris. Now at the point, Pasqua coming off her first goal of the year. Back and forth at the point, wrist shot, and a whistle. And another penalty is going to come against the Tigers as Hancock had skated off. I didn't notice that penalty. And that will stop the clock with 4:50 to go, and that will nullify the last 17 seconds on the player advantage for the Tigers. Or excuse me, for the Red Knights, they're going to get another player advantage for 17 seconds as they put 2 minutes on the board again for the Tigers, as they have 2 players in the box, and now a face-off to the left of Underwood. So number 15 is Jenna Goblerish. I just was talking about her with their leading 10 points for the Tigers. For checking, she's gonna get that 2-minute penalty, and now the Red Knights will be on the power play for another minute and 39 as it gets taken away by number 26 for Farmington, Taylor Risch. Outlet pass, though, to the Red Knights. Hassler, she's got Riley, Brooklyn Riley on the right. She comes in, takes it herself. Nice save there by Underwood. Boy, was she feeling the pressure with those 2 Red Knights bearing down on her. Now the shot from the far circle comes around to Rosinski. Rosinski now with the backhand right in the circle. Her wrist shot gets deflected right back to her. 1 minute and 4 remaining in the player advantage. Under 4 to go in regulation in period number 2. That wrist shot by Rosinski deflects into the far corner. Now Pasqua. Off the mark to Rosinski. She'll play it off the boards anyway. She'll hold the puck. 48 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Wrist shot by Morris. Rebound. Pasqua from one knee. Tried to put it on goal, deflected. Now Hassler on the doorstep. She spins on it, can't get it. Brooklyn Riley tries to get it, and the Tigers try to clear it, and they're unable to do so. Now the slap shot from the top of the circle by, I believe that was Rosinski. Played hard outside. All right, now picked up by Hassler, and that was Hassler that took that shot. Sometimes I can't see their numbers from my vantage point. Now Hassler gets it skated off as she tried to come across the line, and she'll take a break. And now Tigers come in with a near breakaway by 27, Lexi Giller. Now both teams are at full strength with 2:45 remaining. Benilde now breaks out from their own zone. Josie Vernig kept in, though, by 27, Lexi Giller for the Tigers. Gray will have to go back to retrieve it with 2.5 minutes remaining. Now the Tigers putting on a great forecheck. His spinning and shooting was number 15, Jenna Goblerish, and her 10 points. Unable to get it to go. Now back down the other side. That's 21, Bryn Heising. She almost gets a point-blank shot. Vernig now keeps it in the zone. And centering pass, and it's right onto the stick of 16, Amelia Goblers for the Tigers, but the Red Knights get it right back. Talia Hansen coming in with a wrist shot off the crossbar, rebound in front, puck loose, picked up by the Red Knights, centering pass deflected out, and the Tigers clear the puck with 1:55 to go in regulation, and that will relieve the pressure. Although momentarily, clock stopped with 1:53 to go, and this is just relentless offense as we look at Talia Hansen hit the pipe, the crossbar. Second crossbar hit in this match tonight. All right, face off to McKenna Underwood's right, goaltender for the Tigers. Face off won by the Tigers, and there is going to be a check by the Tigers. Is that right in front of the official? Couldn't have been more clear. I don't know what they'll call that, a check, charging even. Didn't look like necessary. Could be a charging, except if you're not checking, you can't be charging, but it's still a penalty, I guess. Let's see, judge for yourself. Wow, I don't know. Now that I look at it a second time, it seemed less harsh. But in real time, I guess it did. I don't know. Certainly wasn't charging, that's for sure. But meanwhile, the Red Knights go on the power play with 1:40 to go in the period, and off the face-off, the wrist shot right in front. Roughing is the call. And that referee was right there. He may have seen some things that our camera and our angle could not pick up. And now Gray skates in, right on the doorstep. And if you were here live, unless you are watching this, boy, the power of these wrist shots that these players generate is astounding. Awesome to watch. 1:08 remaining. Now at the top of the key on the power play, Hansen. Gray with the wrist shot, and it just almost got tipped in by 21 in front, Hastings. 53 seconds remaining. Wrist shot, and Underwood wasn't sure if she had it there for a moment, but she did glove it. You could see her talking to the referee. Here's Gray. The power of this shot, when you heard it deflect off that glass. Great stuff there on display by the Red Knights. 49.9 seconds remaining. Face off to the left of McKenna Underwood. Red Knights, 29 shots on the match. Tigers, just 10. Now Pasqua, top of the circle, wrist shot in front. Chasing it is Brooklyn Riley. Pasqua gets there first. She pokes it to the Red Knights. They're still on the player advantage. Quick wrist shot this time by Morris. That goes by the wayside. Ends up at the top of the point. Now to the near side. Rzinski with a slap shot, almost ticked in by Riley, I should say. Now there's pushing and shoving, and finally a late whistle, as it appeared the puck had disappeared long before the whistle was blown, but so they're letting him play there. And I gotta give my hats off to the goaltender again, McKenna Underwood, just facing a barrage of power, and she pops right back up. Great resiliency on her part, to be sure. Face off to her right, controlled again by the Red Knights. Pasqua, pass to the near boards. Morris, wrist shot, poke checked away nicely by Taylor Risch for the Tigers. Kept in just barely by the Red Knights. 9 seconds remaining in the period. Now Rzinski spins, creates a shot opening in front. Rebound, 2 seconds remaining, and the Tigers are gonna clear it, and that will end period number 2. So after just a 2-goal lead after period 1, the Red Knights get 4 more. They lead 6-0. Come on back for period number 3. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports, and we're streaming on YouTube. Glad you're with us.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Oh. Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. We are about to begin period number 3 featuring girls varsity hockey, Farmington Tigers in St. Louis Park to take on the home Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. I'm Robert Christensen. We're about to begin period number 3, and as you can see from the score, it's been all Red Knights, 6-0. They had 2 goals in the first, 4 in the second. Overall, they have 32 shots on goal. Meanwhile, the Tigers have just 10. They only had 1 or 2 in the first. Played much better, relatively speaking, in the second period, tallying 8 more shots on goal, but nothing to show on the scoreboard. Red Knights lead 6-0. And I was mentioning how the Red Knights at the outset of our broadcast were ranked 13th by the Star Tribune this week, Farmington number 21. And they do have a little bit of a blurb for each team that I'll share with you. Regarding the Red Knights, the Star Tribune opine they're teaming with great potential, led by forward Kendall Hassler. And regarding Farmington, as we're about to begin period number 3, the Tigers' future is now thanks to freshman sisters and forwards Amelia and Jenna Goblerich. I've clearly mentioned their names more than once tonight. So those are the featured teams tonight on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us as we begin period number 3. And the Red Knights had 18 seconds on the power play. They're going to have a player advantage with the aforementioned Hassler. Skates in, tries to put the puck in front of the net, gets deflected to the near side, and both teams now at full strength. And we'll see if the Red Knights get off to a fast start, as they did both in periods 1 and 2, scoring in the initial moments to kick off those periods. And they're looking to do it again as the centering pass gets deflected outside by Taylor Risch for Farmington. Now in front, taken away, that was number 8, Zakracek. She led off the scoring overall in the first period with the match's first goal, and now an icing going to come against the Tigers. And I should also note that the clock is going to continue to run, because with a 6-goal margin, the mercy rule kicks in girls varsity hockey in Minnesota. And so running time, if the Farmington Tigers get a goal, that would then go back to stoppage time, for lack of a better phrase. Meanwhile, both teams at full strength. Tigers behind their own net. Puck played by 17. Addison Trapp, the junior, kept it along the far boards. Ruzinski centering pass. I think she attempted to get that to number 6. Grace Bendixson just missed on the relay. Now puck outside the zone. Shot back in by Brooklyn Riley. Tigers will skate after it. Red Knights will get back on side. Now Tigers break out. That is number 2, Peyton Blom. Or excuse me, yes, it was Blom. She'll shoot it behind the zone. Back in goal, number 30, Ellie Hancock, who's faced only 10 shots, but been perfect on all of them. And now in front, that's number 18. I started to notice her in the second period for the Tigers. Number 18, Paige Johnson, in on the doorstep, creating her own scoring opportunity, and gets the 11th shot on goal for the Tigers. So she's an intriguing player, number 18, the sophomore Paige Johnson. Meanwhile, Red Knights control the puck in the Tigers zone with under 14, or approaching 14 minutes to go. Now Red Knights with the shot from the top of the circle was number 16, Claire Ryan, the junior, now getting some ice time. And now here come the Tigers. They'll shoot it in and change. And again, that was Paige Johnson. She'll skate off for a rest. Now the Red Knights will break it out to their own zone, and they caught Ryan, number 16, Claire Ryan, coming right in. Her shot, she tried to go 5-hole on the goaltender, McKenna Underwood, and she's there to make the save. And here is Claire Ryan, and she saw the opening. It was there, but it was closed, and then there was a rebound, but only Tigers there to pick it up. And meanwhile, face-off will be to Underwood's left. She's faced 35 shots tonight. Now puck at the point, kept in by the Red Knights. Bailey Gray now to Claire Ryan. Another hard wrist shot. Rebound right in front. Chance there on the doorstep again for, I believe that was number 10, Rock. Now puck into the near corner, and tripping on her own was the Tigers player, number 12, Nora Kratz, so no call on that. Now puck loose as the Tigers do finally almost break it out. It was number 22, Julia Gerwing for the Tigers. Now back in the Red Knight zone and smothering it to stop the clock, not stop the clock. Force a habit there is Ellie Hancock, and that'll give us a chance to bring up the foreseeable schedule for the Red Knights. Coming up next, Andover here back at home at the Rec Center. Then they're gonna go all the way up to Bemidji and then to Wayzata. Meanwhile, play underway, 12.5 minutes remaining in the match. We're in mercy time. And Talia Hansen skates it in and she gets taken down. No call on that. Don't believe there should have been. Looks like she sort of slid on that one more than anything. Now here is Zakracek. Centering pass. Wow, that was gorgeous by Hassler. She is some player out there. Loads of talent in all aspects of the game. Now back into their own zone, number 11, Josie Vernig. Vernig now showing some speed, skates around, gets by the defender, gets by another one. She's gonna take on 3 of them, still with the puck. Stick comes out of a Tiger's hand, and the centering pass misses the stretching Ruzinski. And it'll come all the way back down, and Hassler will have it with a head of steam. And she'll try to skate to the boards, but she is cut off and loses her edge. Nice defense by Amelia Goblerich, who got some ink in the Tribune along with her sister, Jenna. Nice defense getting over the boards and cutting off the powerful Hassler. That was a nice play. All right, now Ruzinski gets it taken away. Right at the top of the circle, now breaking out with it is number 10. That is Ryan Bengtson, just an 8th grader out there, and she is stripped of the puck by Brooklyn Riley. Brooklyn Riley just having her way out there. Quite a presence on the blue line for the Red Knights. As I check the clock, just under 11 minutes to go in the match. Morris asking for the puck. Riley skates it in. Look at the stick handling by the Riley, and Bengtson takes the wing pass. And I thought Underwood had smothered the puck into her midsection, but she let it go, and now here come the Tigers back out at neutral ice. Now Gray will pass it back into the neutral zone. Now skating back in is Nora Kratz, and now a whistle, and if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be an offside whistle. Clock, though, will continue to run. Face-off, I believe, will come right outside the blue line, as it will. Coming in to take the draw for the Tigers, number 26, Taylor Risch. Going against 22, Addie Morris for the Red Knights. Puck controlled by the Red Knights. Bailey Gray will play it behind her net to Brooklyn Riley. Riley now along the near boards. And coming over to assist was Morris. And now the puck back into the Tiger zone. On the forecheck is Heising. And kept in at the far point by the Red Knights. Loose puck. Behind the back pass by Heising, and the Tigers come away with it. Outlet pass. Bounces off the stick of Tyler. Now give it right back to her. She's got a breakaway on Hancock, and a best opportunity of the night for the Tigers. Just misses as Taylor Risch was given a gift there by the Red Knights defense. And a nice save by Ellie Hancock. And I think it's got to be tough here. She hasn't faced much pressure all game long. Easy to get complacent and not keep your focus, but she was ready for that. Great play by Hancock in nets for the Red Knights. Now, as we approach 9 minutes remaining. Puck along the near boards. Officials will not blow that dead. When I was a kid watching North Stars games in the 70s and 80s, it seemed to me that they would used to blow the whistle, but now they obviously for a long, long time, they just don't blow it. Very manipulative to do that if you're trying to get a quick whistle. All right, now we're gonna have a penalty on the Tigers. As just there, Hancock came off to get the player advantage, and she's the one that ended the player advantage. So what happens is, of course, if you don't know, if there's a penalty there, you can see the hand go up. And as long as the other team doesn't touch it, but here comes Hancock, and boy, did the Tiger touch it there? Anyway, clock will continue to wind down though. 8:13 remaining, 2 minutes on the clock. And in the penalty.
Farmington Tigers for hooking.
Hooking is the call, and I didn't quite understand the PA announcer on the name. I can't see the numbers, so but suffice to say 2 minutes for the Red Knights on the power play, and they lead 6-0. We're in mercy time, and they have the puck and a player advantage, so it's going to be just target practice here, I think, for the Red Knights. Talia Hansen now to Gray. Wrist shot, Gray, and Underwood makes the save. Her defenders in front of her doing a nice job of clearing a pass, so she has a good look right there. Although the defender was just skating maybe into her view, but was able to stay out of it long enough for her to have a good vision. And I think, obviously, that's the most important thing for a goaltender. If they can see the puck, they can save it. But if they can't see it, then it gets dicey. All right, approaching 7 minutes remaining in the match. 56 remaining in 56 seconds in the player advantage for BSM. Now played behind the net to 21. That is Bryn Heising. She has a goal tonight. Now Rosinski to Pasqua off the boards. Pasqua with it. Getting marked closely by Tyler Risch. Oh, now in the corner, head first. That was dangerous. She'll get up. And now we have a whistle away from that action, but number 21 took a dangerous fall. Bryn Heising right here. She goes for the puck and gets checked into the boards. She had her head up, thankfully. And maybe that's what the penalty is going to be. I was going to suggest that's probably the penalty right there. That was a hit from behind. Those are the dangerous ones that can cause injuries. Benilde-St. Margaret's knows that better than anyone. Experiencing that same tragedy about a decade ago or so. 17 cross-check, and it was a dangerous one. Okay, now back into the zone. Pasqua with a 2-player advantage for 3 seconds, and the Red Knights, 5:44 remaining. Skating it all the way in. Pasqua, who got her first goal in the season to go along with 4 assists on the year. Skates it all the way around, backhands it along the boards. Now she'll take it. They have a player advantage for 1 minute and 36 with 5:31 to go. Rosinski plays it on the far side to number 22. That's Addie Morris. And now that shot just misses from the point, and a powerful one again. That was by Lulu Rosinski. Now Pasqua backhands it near the boards. 21 Heising. Pasqua's wrist shot. Nice defense by number 15 for the Tigers, Jenna Goldberich. Star Tribune gave her some good talent there, number 15. She's just a 9th grader along with her sister Amelia, so they're twins, obviously. Or most likely, I should say. They could be cousins, same age, obviously that as well. I'm gonna assume they're sisters. And they got the ink in the Tigers' 23rd ranking in the state by the Star Tribune as we look at that wrist shot go by the wayside. Now face off. No scoring here yet in the third. 6-0 was our score after 2, and it was 2-0 Red Knights after 1. Now with Talia Hansen. Now Vernig, she has a goal already tonight. Good chance, crisp passing, gets partially deflected, but there to save it on the near side. Look at that skating by Hassler, and she gets a tough wrist shot off. That is pure strength, folks. Now Kendall Hassler again, skates right in, gets deflected by Taylor Risch. Taylor Risch is a good player for those Tigers, no question about it. Now coming in, the penalty expired, and number 10 quickly came in to try to steal the puck was Ryan Bengtson, unable to do so, but both teams at full strength with 3:43 to go. Now Talia Hansen in the corner. These Red Knights just on fire tonight, and now the wrist shot by Gray. Didn't get everything on it that she appeared she wanted to. And another save for McKenna Underwood. Here's Hassler. Look at her skating agility there, and then that powerful shot And you can see how powerful it is by how quickly it reflected off the boards behind. Amazing stuff. Okay, now Rock in the corner. Pasqua picks it up behind the net. Centering pass deflected by a Tigers skate. Now Rock there, and now the puck into the circle. Red Knights buzzing. Quick wrist shot right on goal, and the deflection, I don't think Underwood saw it that time. Now behind the net, played by number 10, Bankson. And she goes down right in front of the official, no call. Now the Tigers try to break it out, and it's kept in right at the point again by the Red Knights. They skate in. Is that Rosinski? I believe it is. It is. Now at the top, it took a while to get there, and the goal is going to be good. From the top of the circle, the assist is going to go to Rosinski, and I believe that was Claire Ryan. She had a couple of close scoring opportunities earlier in the match. Rosinski saw it. It got deflected. She waited for it, and then went down to one knee and got that bouncing puck to go right over the pad of Underwood for the 7th goal of the night. And our clock continues to wind down, 2 minutes to go, and that will be a full-strength goal by Claire Ryan. And I believe that's her first. Oh, that's Ella Pasqua. I thought it was Ryan. My eyes deceived me. So Pasqua's 2nd goal of the night. She came in with 0. And I had a premonition she might get a goal, and look what happened. She got 2. Meanwhile, face-off back in the Red Knight zone. Taylor Risch. And, oh, right on the doorstep as that draw came right on the stick of Jenna Goblerish. She's showing her talent out there, justifying the ink she got in the Star Tribune. Now back in the Red Knight zone, as these Farmington Tigers are not giving up the fight, nor should they. Now coming in to stop it on the far boards, that was Josie Empey. And now the Red Knights will come away with it with a minute to go in the match. They lead 7-0. And Bailey Gray now skates by the defender, now behind the net. And the puck taken away, played by number 12, Nora Kratz, the freshman for the Tigers. 48 seconds remaining. Now the Tigers try to bounce, pass it out along the far boards. Ends up on the stick again of Kratz. She skates it in. She's got Taylor Risch. And now the puck played behind the net. Outlet pass. Touches the stick of number 4 for the Red Knights, Stevie Harris, who checks in, the junior. Now the Tigers in their own end with 22 seconds remaining. High on the fly there is Lexi Giller. She's got a head of steam, plays the puck behind her along the boards, and only a Red Knight there to pick it up is number 18, Talia Hansen, and another on the mark outlet pass. Gets a shot off on the far side. And now as the buzzer sounds, that'll end period number 3, and that will conclude our broadcast here on ParkTV 16 Sports. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our broadcast here, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again as the Red Knights win 7-0.